Congressman Kevin Brady, he's a member of that group that's come to be called the Big Six. And Congressman Brady, the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, joins me here in New York today. Let me start with that statement, if I could. A lot of people picked it up, said here's one page. It's one page in length. It's not much longer than what we got from the White House before. What do you say to those who are disappointed there's not more meat on the bone,
yeah,
as it were?
That statement means more than you believe. Because one, for the first time, you've got the White House, the House, Senate tax writers on the same page with some couple key points. One, we're going for bold, transformative tax reform. There's an urgency. We believe it should be done this year. And the president's fully committed behind this approach. So look, this is something that wasn't present in healthcare, and frankly wasn't even present when President Reagan went through that whole 2.5-year process himself. And so don't ignore the importance of that statement. Now, from there, we continue to work on filling out the rest of the tax reform plan. So even though we're not in Washington, the White House, including the president, Senate tax team and the House tax team are continuing to work because we are on schedule to move this to the president's desk this year.
You and the House Speaker have crafted a plan that's encyclopedic by comparison to what we've gotten from the Big Six thus far. Is that the blueprint still? Is that the thing from which y'all are working right now?
So the elements are, yes. So we're bringing the best ideas to the table with the White House and the Senate as well. But those key elements, which is significant rate cuts for businesses of every size and a redesign of our tax code for companies so they can compete and win anywhere in the world. That's that much simpler, fair tax approach for families, so much so that the many will be able to file using a postcard style system. Yes, those are still the key elements in this.
Do I read this right, that y'all are backing down from full and immediate expensing? And if that's the case, I wonder if you can still attain that 3% growth target if you don't have that in place.
So I think in the statement, we describe it as unprecedented expensing because there are twin pillars of growth here, because that's what we're going for, growth. So one is the rates on our businesses, big and small, but also unleashing business investment in buildings, equipment, software, technology, incredibly pro-growth, Main Street jobs, but more importantly, drives productivity, which is we're back at the 1980 low levels. It's a huge missing ingredient. So you're going to see some very strong, we're working on this, no final decisions made. You're going to be seeing very strong incentives on expensing.
Some of my colleagues reported earlier this week that Congress is considering a hybrid approach to this when it comes to permanent and temporary changes to the tax code. Can you confirm that's happening? Is that something you could get behind?
Yeah, so I don't know that that's the case necessarily. What we are pushing for is permanence for families and businesses. Look, we want businesses to make long-term decisions, both in the U.S. and bringing supply chains home. They need to have assurance that they can count on that tax, those rates and that design. So permanence is really a key, I think, to getting the greatest growth for the greatest number of years. Permanence matters.
There's been talk of getting the corporate rate down, pass-throughs down to 15%. How feasible is it to do that? Is that going to be too expensive?
So look, that is a big lift. We continue to drive the rates as low as we can. That's our focus, along with that major investment piece of this. And so, look, without border adjustment, which we had a great debate on it, that's over, set aside. So that creates some challenges for us. So we're doing the hard work to get those rates down.
How about the tax deduction available for philanthropic donations? I think of Houston, a place that's been listed on many lists as a place where people are wealthy and willing to give money to cultural institutions. Do you worry that if you were to eliminate that, it's going to curb what people give to places?
So we believe charitable giving is important. In fact, we want to unleash more of it. We keep that on the postcard for families. In fact, we're looking at ways, can we encourage more families, not just those who itemize? Is there a way to encourage more families, whether they're giving to the church or giving to a cause they believe in, to do more of it? Because America is incredibly generous, and you solve problems with charitable donations.
How about the net investment income tax, getting that 3.8%? Is that on the table as well?
Well, that is a challenge because the Senate, the House delivered on full repeal of that. The Senate, as you know, did not. To me, that's one of the worst taxes in the economy. So it punishes growth and investment, not just for, quote, wealthy earners, but small businesses across the board. And so I think it's incredibly damaging. However, if it didn't pass the Senate in the health care bill, why would you think it would pass the Senate in the tax reform bill? So that is under consideration, but frankly, we have left all the health care taxes, $1 trillion of them, in that tax bill effort. I'm still hopeful the Senate can find a way forward.
What's your sense of the timetable here? There's disagreement among the members of the Big Six about when this could get done or will get done. Nothing motivates like a deadline. You heard from the Senate Majority Leader. He doesn't think that there should be one imposed on this whole process. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I've learned my lesson about deadlines, weeks, months, all that. Our focus continues to be 2017. It is an aggressive timetable, no question about it, but we think there's urgency with the economy. There's urgency from a competitiveness standpoint. Families back home are just starving for this.